Hello, this is a non-resist. This is my usual, hey, I have books that I would love to talk about. I am a huge fan of the Crystal Cave series. This was written by Mary Stewart. You may know her from several books, including The Witch's Flower and a couple others that were released in the last couple of years. She is also known for the Merlin series, which I haven't yet to actually sit through. I've sat through like 5 episodes and I'm not exactly a fan. I prefer reading The Crystal Cave, The Hollow Hills, and a bunch of the other 5 books in this book series. Truthfully, I was going to talk about um book series that could easily overtake Harry Potter. And I had to go sit through and think about this because as someone who has read Harry Potter, I wasn't really impressed with the writer. She's kind of lackluster. Honestly, I preferred Christopher Paoloni, Andre Norton, and McCaffrey. Um, um, this person, Mercedes Lackey, if you've ever heard of, yeah. But the truth is, there is a list of books that I came up with that could easily overtake Harry Potter, and they are pretty much set for adults and kids alike. Let's start with Genevieve. Um, I Her name is Genevieve Coleman, and this is the Invisible Library series. I have reread it so many times. I have enjoyed the story, and out of all the books, I'd say my favorite will always be The Mortal Word, which is the middle book of the series. I mean, let me see how many. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There are 8 books in the series. Easily could overtake Harry Potter. Let me show you. Yeah, see? I have the entire series. I am sorry, I have some books in the way. But another really good series that could probably overtake it is Operat, which is written by Clive Barker. This is actually his kids' series. This is actually for children. My sister and I actually got in quickly. You can also see that I have Michael Ende, Peter S. Beagle, the Darkest Rising the second book in the Darkest Rising sequence, which, to be quite honest, I will read this book closely about 1,000 times, and it has never failed me in any way. His Dark Materials, Redwall, I totally spaced on that one, by Brian Jacques. The list could go on and on of what series that would be better for kids. And one of the best ones would be Redwall. Brian Jacques, as an author, is an amazing one. And sadly, we lost him. Oh, we lost him way too soon. He wrote so many of the great Redwall books. I mean, I think there's like 13 of the books. And and he wrote the Flying Dutchman series, which I have yet to read. I really need to. But I collect Redwall. I'm a huge fan. I have the cookbook. I have everything. Redwall is a beautifully written series. I started that series when I was 8. Can you believe that? I'm 42 now. I started that series when I was 8 years old. So, if you do not like Rowling, why not give Brian Jacques a try? There's also Mercedes Lackey, the Heralds of Voldemort series. I read that when I was like, my friend introduced that to me in high school. I was reading books that were a little more advanced, but every now and then I would go back to reading books that I loved as a kid, Redwall being one of them. And I wanted to just make a list of books that Harry Potter fans who are tired of Rowling's behavior and such there are books out there that you can go to. There's the Darkest Rising sequence. There's the Invisible Library, Redwall, His Dark Materials. Phillip Pullman's pretty good. Michael Ende, with Momo, The Neverending Story. There's also Peter S. Beagle with his books. And I mean, there's a bunch of them. I absolutely read most of them. My favorite is The Last Unicorn, which became a movie we all know and love. It's the first anime hybrid. Let's see, what else is there? I could pretty much give you 100 different books that could easily overtake Harry Potter. That is definitely for children. For young readers. Albarat, perfect. The Thief of Always, which is Clive Barker's first foray into children's literature, young adult literature. Brandon Sanderson. Let's see. I mean, the list could go on and on. Oh my god, I have like hundreds of ideas. And if you're watching this, please put your down below, please definitely say something. Be happy about saying, hey, I know some great books to put down. Because honestly, I think kids need a much more positive role model on books and positive reading experience. My most positive reading experience was a teacher in 6th grade who made me sit down and read The Darkest Rising sequence, and I ended up loving the whole series. And to this day I still do. There's also The Black Cauldron. There's so many that just deserve to have a limelight shined on them in the book world. And I honestly think Christopher Paoloni deserves a huge one. Brian Jacques, Phillip Pullman, Genevieve Coleman, let's see, Mercedes Lackey, my dearest favorite book that's falling apart right now, The Crystal Cave by Mary Stewart. There are hundreds of books out there, and honestly, if you're tired of Harry Potter and you're tired of the author's behavior and her unwillingness to accept people, then I would highly recommend these books and these authors, because you can't go wrong with some of them. I mean, I grew up on some of these books. Brian Jacques, come on. Redwall, you can't go wrong. I love that series. And if you have kids, go for it. Get them that book. Redwall's the first one in the series. Go after Cloney the Scourge. Go after that rat. And read it. It's worth it. Okay? Martin the Warrior, come on. I have friends whose kids absolutely love it when I mention it. Okay? So that's Electrophonics book recommendations of the day. See you later.